Hello students. So let's continue with the chapter database concept. Today we will start our virtual class with relational database topic. So all of you are aware with the topic relational database. Already we have discussed that a relational database system is a system that is used to store database in tabular format, or we can say that it's the collection of multiple records in tabular format. Just like we can see here, a relational database is a collection of multiple data sets organized by tables, records, and columns. Relational database establish a well-defined relationship between database table. All of you know that a relational database is a combination of multiple tables, and in this database all tables are related to each other. Tables communicate and share information, which provide the facility of data searchability, organization, and reporting. So in short, we can say that our DBMS is a collection of multiple DBMS, and that DBMS is organized in the form of multiple tables, and tables is a collection of multiple rows and columns. So in our DBMS, if data is arranged in the tabular format, then it is very easier to access, to share the information and records very easily and fastly. A relational database use SQL, structured query language, which is a standard user application that provides an easy programming interface for database interaction. If we want to interact with the database records, then the easiest ways to communicate or to interact with database is the MySQL, that's a structured query language. So students, continue with the top different database terms. That here in this table there are multiple arrows are drawn that will explain you about the relational database in detail. Just like we can see here 4 columns are present here: serial number, S name, status, city. Here 4 columns are available, and these 4 columns are also known as the attributes, or we can say the number of presenting attributes in a specific column is known as the term degree. Just like we can say here in this table 4 columns are present, 4 attributes are present, so the degree of this following table is 4. In the same manner, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are available in this table. So the rows in our DBMS are known as tuples, and the tuples, the number of total tuples present in a table is known as the cardinality. So the cardinality of this table is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are available here. So the cardinality of the following table is 5, and the degree of the following table is 4, because 4 attributes, 4 columns are available in this table. Now in whole we can say the table is known as a relation, because in our DBMS terminology a table is known as relation. And the very first column, that is the sequence form column, or we can say the index number column, that is the primary key of that table. And what's the role of the primary key? It is used to uniquely identify the record in a table. And about primary key we will discuss in detail in our next slides. So here 4 columns are known as the attributes, and the total number of the attributes are known as degree, and here 5 rows are known as tuples, and the total number of tuples are known as the cardinality. And in whole to the unit we can say table is also known as a relation. So after that we will discuss the next slide, that is relational database terms that we have already discussed in the table that we will learn here. A relation or table is matrix like structure arranged in rows and columns format, and we know that a table is matrix and it is a combination of multiple rows and columns. It has the following properties. First property is atomicity. In atomicity, each column assigned a unique name and must have atomic indivisible value that cannot be further subdivided. So we can say that every column has the feature of the atomicity means each and every column of a table has assigned a unique name. There is no same name column is present in the table and must have atomic. It means we can't further divide that column's values. No duplicity. No two rows of relation may be identical. If no duplicity is the feature of the table, then we can't keep two same rows in a table, two same records in a table. If any column contains two rows value, in at least one column must be different. So we can say that the column value will be different in each and every row. That's the feature of the duplicity. Ordering of rows and column is immaterial. Ordering of rows and column is immaterial. So now after that RDBMS terms, today we will learn about the keys concepts in our database. So student, what do you understand by the keys? So here firstly we will introduce the word key. Key plays an important role in relational database. It is used for identifying unique rows from table and establish relationship among tables on need. So I can explain you in short that what is key. So keys are very important part in RDBMS, and keys are of multiple types and every type of keys plays different roles according to the assigned. So now here we will discuss the types of keys in DBMS. So first of all we will discuss about the primary key. Primary key is very important key in RDBMS. In a table, what's the role of the primary key? Primary key is a column. Basically, key is a column of a table, or we can say key is a combination of more than two columns in a table. So basically keyword is used in RDBMS for the columns, but which type of column comes in which type of keys, so here that we will discuss. So first of all, primary key. So primary key is very important key in RDBMS. And what's the role of primary key? Primary key or primary column, we can say it is used to uniquely identify the record in a following table. So if you want to identify any unique record in the table, so which key we have to use? That's a primary key. And now here I will provide the examples of the primary key to you students, just like roll number in a class table. If we are talking about the table whose name is class, suppose if I are creating a table for class 12th commerce, so or we can say we are creating a table for the class 11 science or 11 commerce. So in a class, roll number is a field, their value will not be repeated, or we can say that this column contains only the single value. We can say there is no duplication of values in the roll number field. In the same manner, if we talk about the banks, then the account number is a field that we can consider as the primary key, because no two account number have the same person, or we can say that same account of different person. So in the same manner, if we talk about the school table, then admission number we can decide as a primary key because that column value will not be repeated. So here's the primary key clarification, that primary key is a field or a column, or we can say attribute in a column whose value cannot be repeated, and this column is used to uniquely identify any record in a table. Now we will talk about the candidate key. So students, candidate key is the combination of more than one column, more than one attributes in a table, because if when we feel the need of the candidate key, because if there is no field, no single column is available in the field that plays the role of the primary key, so in that case we have to make the combination of more than one column in a table that will play the role of the primary key. And what's the role of the primary key? It is used to uniquely identify the record in a table. So here candidate key role plays starts when there is no single field available in the table that plays the role of the primary key. So in that condition, combination of more than one column will perform that work. Now alternate key. So students, alternate key, when we make the candidate key, so there can be multiple combination for the candidate keys, and at this one time only one candidate will play the role of the candidate key, and rest other combinations of candidate keys will play the role of the alternate key. So out of all candidate keys, only one gets selected as primary key, and remaining keys are known as the alternate or secondary keys. So students, now I can clear you that what is the alternate key. So first of all, you have to remember that primary key, only single field that is used to uniquely identify the record in a table. If such type of column is not available in the table, then we will prepare the primary key, or we will create the primary key by combination of more than one columns. So there is the possibility of more than one candidate keys can available in the table, but at a time one candidate key combination will play the role of the primary key, and at the same time the remaining candidate keys combination are known as the alternate keys or secondary key. Now we will talk about the foreign key. So what do you understand by the foreign key, students? Here foreign key concept will work in the concept of the two tables. So foreign keys are the column of a table that points out to the primary key of the one table, and that same field in the other table will play the role of the foreign key. Here's a good example of the foreign key. When we will move to any foreign country, then that there we will call the foreigners. So in the same manner, we are the citizen of our country and we are known in the foreign country as foreigners. So in the same manner, same column, same attribute will play the role of primary key in one table, and the same column will play the role of foreign key in another table. So this column is the bridge to maintain the relationship in that two tables. So we can say that foreign key concept will work only in the concept of two tables. So here's the clarification of the different types of keys in DBMS, and now we will discuss about the with the help of the images in the table format keys. Just like we can see here is a table, and employee ID, employee name, address, license number, passport number. These are the columns of the employee table, and here I will clarify you that which column play the role of which type of key. So here employee ID column will play the role of the primary key because this column contains the no duplicate records, and this column is used to identify the unique record in a table. Now if employee ID field is not available in the table, then in that case we can create the combination of more than 2 columns in a table, and that combination of 2 columns or more than 2 columns will play the role of the candidate key. And here we can check that employed in the next table, salary table. So one field is common in both tables, that employee ID is present in the employee table, and this common field is available in the salary table also. So here we can clarify the foreign key concept. This employee ID table will play the role in employee table just like as primary key, and if we talk about the salary table, the same field employee ID will play the role of the foreign key, because it's the bridge column between 2 tables, employee table and salary table. So here now we will talk about the alternate key. Alternate key, just we can make the more than one candidate key combinations to play the role of the primary key, but at the same time only one combination will work as primary key and other rest combination are known as the alternate key. So here we can set the primary key field in this table like employee ID. Employee ID field can also play the role of the primary key, and here license number field also play the role of the unique key, or we can say that the unique key and primary key has little bit different, students. So here I will clarify you that what's the difference between that. Primary key and unique key both are used to uniquely identify the record in a table, but there is little bit difference, and the difference is that in primary key field we can't leave any record value without entry, but in unique key field we can set the column that any record cannot contain value. So unique key contain the null value, means the blank value, but primary key cannot contain the null value. So here is the clarification of the keys concept in a table by using the employee table and by using the salary table. So first of all, primary key is clarified to you. Employee ID, it will play the role of primary key because it is used to uniquely identify the record in a table. Now after that, candidate key, if employee ID field is not available, then we can use the combination of more than one column to make candidate key, and if more than one combinations of candidate keys are available, so at the same time one combination will play the role of primary key and rest will play the role of the alternate keys. And foreign key concept will work when we will work in the 2 table. So the same column will play the role of the employee ID, just like here, primary key in one table and foreign key in the other table. Thank you and have a nice day.